can really achieve this.
All right, now we want to have that conversation. Now, if you are like me and every time you walk into a bank, there's a section of that bank that says executive in very fancy and colorful letters. Now, we want to understand today, what does that executive mean? Now, to help me with that conversation, I'm joined in studio by Winnie Kanini, who is the head of private banking at Stanbic. Welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thank you, Jimmy.
All right, so first things first, help us understand, what is private banking? Why do we always have that side door that we cannot go into?
Okay, thank you, Jimmy. So private banking is basically a segment that helps in making sure that we are taking care of your personal needs, because we do understand as Stanbic Bank that every individual is different and everybody is at a very different level when it comes to their wealth acquisition, as well as building their wealth and preserving their wealth. And so private banking is a segment that comes in to support you, the person that wants to do a little bit more with yourself, in terms of growing yourself, in terms of ensuring that whatever it is that you have acquired is actually preserved, and ensure that you continue to grow, because there's no end to growing. That's what we're about. And maybe what I can add to it is that as Stanbic Bank, everything that we do stems from what our purpose is, that Kenya is our home and we drive her growth. That's our purpose.
All right, because I know, and I'm sure a lot of my viewers might be wondering, what is the difference between retail banking and private banking?
Thank you. So retail banking is the general term that is used to taking care of individual account holders in any financial institution. And it comes bearing many connotations. It could be called personal banking, it could be called retail banking in some places, but it basically talks to that individual account holder and what their needs and demands are, and what services are being advanced to that individual person now. Private banking then comes to bring it a notch higher, to say that yes, you've been here, you have acquired quite a bit of mileage in your wealth acquisition journey, and we are here to treat you differently, we are here to listen to you, and we are here to ensure that we walk you through all the way through that wealth journey that you've planned for yourself.
Yeah, because again, there's the question of, are there charges to this? How then do I transition from being a retail customer or a regular customer to being a private customer? Because again, a lot of us maybe would want that priority being given to us as customers. But then the question is, what is the process of opening a private bank account?
Okay, so for you to open a private bank account, we want to value you in terms of where you are at. So for example, where are you working and in what capacity? Because you see, your daily activities do dictate how much time you have available to probably even visit banks, and what it is that you would want done within the time, and how the money that you've been able to get works for you. So first and foremost, it is, do you have the time? If you're a busy person, if you are working in an organization that maybe keeps you quite busy through the day, even if it is your own job that is holding a lot of your time, then you start thinking, I need some relationship kind of management. So you begin to think towards private banking. Secondly, if the government that you're working for puts you in a position of power, where you realize that you are serving the nation and you don't have a lot of time to keep doing your financial obligations, then you start thinking private banking. Thirdly, if you're a professional in this bank or in this country, and you think that you want to take it to the next level as a professional, then you begin to think private bank. So generally, it is an offering that helps you to get somebody to work with you every day on your financial matters, and you do not have to spend a lot of time on it, because the person that has been allocated to you is doing everything that they're supposed to do to make sure you achieve your financial.
Kenyans are known to be risk averse, but when you look at the current status of our economy, anything that involves them spending extra might have them saying, okay, maybe not today. So the question I would want to know is, are there charges for these services, for these extra personalized services? Are there charges, and what do they look like?
Okay, yes, there are charges for these personalized surveys, but you'd be surprised how cheap they are. So for example, we charge you 2,000 shillings for all the accounts that you could have. Mm-hmm. So for example, you're earning in Kenya shillings, and maybe you've got a contract that is being paid in foreign currency, yeah, and probably you've got a child that is studying in Australia, and so you need some AUD. For all those accounts that you can open, we only charge you 2,000 shillings.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right. Because
it's that cheap.
All right, and of course, there's the benefit of for those that maybe travel a lot. There's the question of every time I'm doing interbank transaction, I'm using my Visa card in a different bank. The charges are ridiculous. So the question is, are there benefits of being a private banking customer that maybe when I travel, these charges are not as high?
So the benefits are not just for travel, but I will answer you on the travel piece.
Okay.
The benefits are immense. They are all the way from the kind of account you're getting to the kind of rates you're getting when it comes to lending products, to the kind of investments that are available for you. But when it comes to card, we ensure that we give you a card that takes care of you in a very dynamic way. So for example, we'll make sure that with our card, you can be able to travel and enjoy the launches. You have launch access. You get discounts in various places. We have partnerships every now and then with various service providers that help you to be able to make some margin, discount out of the transactions that you do on a daily basis. And that then begins to bring the value to what it is that you are using our card for.
All right, because again, there is the question of every customer, which is I want to be able to access credit facility from the bank that I'm in. So when you look at your loan book, for instance, how much does executive banking account for?
Okay, so executive banking is part of what we call an affluent proposition. So in the affluent proposition for Stanbic, we have executive banking, and then we have private banking, and then we have wealth and investment. So the three then make up what we call affluent banking. So for executive banking is really like the home for the firsts. So these are the people who want to own their first home, they want to own their first car, and they have gotten a good job, and they are really geared towards their, wealth acquisition. Yeah. And then after that, then you get into private banking. So in private banking, you're talking to people who have already gotten their first cars, their first homes. They're looking to probably do some rental units. They're planning to diversify their investments, maybe into invest in wealth and investment. And then you go on to the high net worth segment, which then talks to the people that have already built, they have created their wealth, and now they're talking to legacy, and they're talking to the wealth preservation. That is how we've cut it out.
All right, because I'm sure there are those who are thinking, okay, so my needs are completely different from a retail customer. How are you going to help me generate more wealth? How are you going to help me invest and get opportunities to invest?
So Jimmy, here's the thing. For Stanbic and private banking, we do not have a one shoe size fits all. We tailor make our products. And the reason we do this is because we do acknowledge that everybody is different in terms of their priorities, in terms of their needs. And so for us, we treat you as an individual, and we cut out products that suit what it is that you have told us is your need. So for us to be able to execute well, we must listen to you, and that's what we do. We listen to you as an individual.
All right, I'm going to throw you on the spot now. Are there exclusive investment opportunities for these kind of clients?
Yes, there are, and plenty, if I may put it that way. So for example, you may be wanting to invest outside of this country. You might even be wanting to expand your business outside this country, and you're wondering how. Yeah. Standard Bank Group is one big organization that actually is the largest bank in Africa in terms of asset capitalization. And because of that, and because we're in 20 countries across Africa, then we have pockets of excellence, which then help us to be able to connect you in many countries across Africa and outside of Africa to be able to help you. Secondly, when it comes to lending, we have very sophisticated products that we give you. For example, you have probably invested in bonds, and you want to get equity out of those bonds, we're able to structure something for you.
Yeah.
Beyond that, we also enable you in making sure that whatever it is that you're doing is very enabled by our digital channels. We have heavily invested in our digital channels, and we ensure that whatever it is that we give you as a value proposition, it does enable you from wherever you are to be able to get whatever it is that you want and personalized to you.
All right, now I can see we're running out of time, so there's the question of eligibility. There's maybe a viewer who's watching this and wondering, okay, what do I need to do? How much do I need to have in that account? Because you will remember some time back, the biggest hindrance to Kenyans owning an account was the requirement that there has to be a minimum amount that you have to have in your bank.
Let me surprise you, Jimmy. We actually run our accounts on zero balance. You don't have to hold a certain amount. I think what we look towards is to ensure that you are enabling your transactability and that you are doing more and more towards achieving what it is that you want to achieve. So it is zero, as a minimum balance in the account. However, you need to have a certain level of income for you to be able to join private banking, which I would state would probably be in the tune of about 300,000 net. But don't worry, it's not about your payslip. It is beyond your payslip.
Okay.
Because we take care of you from your payslip and any other income channels that you've got. So we pull them all together. Because we cannot just take a payslip and decide that that is you. Yeah, so we put everything together and you realize that, oh, you probably already qualify.
All right, so there you have it, 300,000 shillings at least. That's a good place to start. Now, you're in the same list with major banks. We are talking Bank of America, we are talking JP Morgan, UBS, and you've also won a number of awards. As we wrap up this conversation, maybe you can just tell us, what is that one thing that you would say Stanbic has been known or is known for as far as private banking goes?
Okay. So we are known for a couple of things, but I'll start with the fact that we are the best private bank. We have won the best private bank by Euromoney from 2017 to 2019, and in 2023, we actually won it from a group perspective. Yeah, we've been the best private bank. Yeah, we've been voted as the best secure bank in Kenya for 2 years running. Yeah, so we have a mirage of awards that we have won. And all these are stemming from the fact that we put customers at the center of everything that we do. So whatever solutions that we put out there, they're really customer-centric.
All right.
Yes.
Thank you so much, Winnie, for coming through and for sharing some of these insights, because I'm sure there are so many Kenyans who would want to have those personalized services, but have always wondered, okay, what do I need to, or the assumption has been it's going to be too expensive for me to maintain. But thank you so much for making time. And of course, that is how we wrap up this edition of Business Today. My name is Jimmy Mbogombiuya. KTN is up next.